Hey, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Let's Talk right here on Superlative Radio. My wonderful co-host Dylan is still here. And
I feel like Al
have
when
no
I do that.
idea.
When I do
why.
that, I feel like Al.
Oh.
Yeah. This is my assistant Al.
My assistant Al. we could always do this. You could be Wilson.
That's true. I could.
He passed away like 2-3 weeks ago.
Yes, he did.
Did he?
Yeah. Earl Heinman.
So, anyway, again, like normal,
I love Marky G. He's on top of everything, isn't he? This guy.
So-
he's amazing.
we're going to be talking again about the third episode of Space Force, the third episode of Muppets Now, the third episode of the Transformers Siege, and we are going to be talking about the second episode of Star Trek Lower Decks. So, if you are into those shows,
Third
Great.
episode of Lower Decks, isn't it?
second.
Okay.
And if you haven't seen them yet, then
Nothing
I
wrong with
advise you hit pause, go watch them, and then come back.
Come back and you'll hear what we have to say.
Because there are going to be spoilers, as usual. So, we're going to start with Space Force, as usual.
So before we start, how are you this week?
I'm here, aren't I?
Well, yeah, but you doing okay? Overall, everything is good, or?
Well, yeah, things are great.
Well, no. If I knew, I wouldn't ask.
Yes, you do know. We talk off air.
Yeah, but this is on air.
Yeah, I know, but I don't want to waste time with that.
No. It's no waste of time. It's
It
just
is.
it's you and I interacting and making them realize that this is who we are and that kind of thing. It's just
Yeah,
So
they're here for the shows.
that's right, but they're also here for us.
No, they're not.
Sure they are,
No, they're
because
not.
we fucking rock.
No, they're not.
And if you don't believe it, I know somebody who'll say we do.
You do?
Yeah,
Who?
Paula.
Paula?
Yeah,
Paula will say that?
Paula'd say
She'll say I rock, but I don't know what she'll say about you.
You better look for a comment now.
She'll be like, oh, cover that face up. Get some of this green screen stuff behind you and put it over the face.
Paula, tell them the way it is,
Yeah.
baby.
Anyway, so we're going to start with Space Force. So Space Force, episode 3. They go.
Great episode.
They have to defend their
Their budget spending.
budget in Congress. Yeah. It was
What was really
good.
nice was the way they came together at the end. The way that he said what he said, and then you saw the doctor kind of go, "Yeah, okay."
Yep.
It was really nice to see that because they were banging heads at the beginning about
Which they tend to do a
Yeah,
lot
oh,
in the
yeah.
series, but it's really cool to see that the two of them play off each other so well. Steve Carell and John Malkovich.
Yeah, they do.
They are fantastic. Their characters are great.
And
they have
Malkovich is a great actor. Anyway.
Oh my God, yeah.
Let's face
They've
it.
got a great rapport between the two of them. And, it's funny. You'll see them, like we said, you'll see them button heads through just about every episode. But then at the end, they always come together.
Yeah,
And they always get it,
Get it right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it was really good. And the whole, explaining their expenditures. Can you explain to me why this orange costs $10,000?
Yeah.
And his reasoning for it was perfect. He's
It
like,
was.
so they're people. They're
That's right. You're putting your life on the line. You're doing everything.
That's right.
Why shouldn't you have a $10,000 orange for what you're doing?
Yeah.
Makes perfect sense.
I
I agree.
mean, and like, let's be honest. I mean, it's not the orange that costs $10,000. I mean, he could have argued it that way too, because it's they're basing it on how much fuel and the cost of the mission and
That's
everything,
right.
and then they're dividing it by the number of things sent him. But the fact is, if it wasn't an orange, it would have been a piece of equipment.
That's right.
So what's the difference if it's an orange or a piece of equipment or what? It doesn't matter.
No.
It's
All expensive to get done.
Yeah.
So,
and like he said, it's giving that person up there who's doing that for 6 months or whatever, a little piece of home.
That's right.
I thought
You can't put a price on that,
brilliant
yeah.
thing. And then of course he gets into the argument with he gets into it with the other senator who's like, and flat. He's
Yeah.
talking about the earth. Well, that's still debatable.
Yeah. That was. And
It's flat. Yeah. I just
he was telling, and at the
Yeah.
end, it's like, come on. Like,
yeah,
I know.
exactly.
It was
That
great.
It was really good.
The one I liked was when they were all sitting around the table and, he's trying to explain why using the term tampon, well, she knows what I'm talking about. You refer to my gender again, and I will fuck you up the ass.
Yeah.
I thought I was going to die laughing.
Yeah.
Duly noted.
That was so funny. Yeah.
Yeah, it was well done.
As far as I'm concerned, there's nothing more male. They
Yeah.
spend all day in a vagina.
Yeah. God, that was
Oh,
funny.
God.
And the other line
Frank.
about the Chinese sticking their chopsticks up our ass.
Yeah.
That was Yeah. God, it was funny.
Yeah, I know. It's a really good show. I'm really liking the
I like the
way it
writing,
goes.
the way they put it together, and the way they do it's well done.
Yeah.
It is. It's really well
It
done.
is. If so, I mean, honestly, if you're not watching it, I mean, we're talking about the third one now, and
Yeah.
I've said it every time. Watch the show.
Yeah.
It really is. I turned a friend onto it, and she left a comment on our last video saying, "I'm so glad that somebody
That's right. They
has
did.
shown this to me, because I never would have thought of watching it, but
Yeah.
it is really good."
Yeah, it is.
And
it's really good.
You know, just like, don't think that, oh, it's a space show, I've got to be into science fiction. You don't.
No.
It's
It's no more a space show than Home Improvement was a Home Improvement show.
Exactly.
You know?
Exactly.
So
that's a good way to put it, actually.
thank you.
So yeah, I mean, like, watch. It's funny.
See?
It's entertaining. Yeah. It's funny. It's entertaining. It's it's great.
Yeah.
So I mean, you know, I think, honestly, give everything we talk about a chance and watch it. And if you don't like it, or you do like it, then comment below.
Even if
let us know.
even the things we say that we don't like or we don't
If you
enjoy,
like it,
you may enjoy it yourself. Just because we don't like it doesn't mean we
that's
don't
right.
have the window on the world here.
That's right.
All we're doing in this show is giving our opinions.
Yeah. And trying to provide everybody
That's
with
right. an
open view of it.
Exactly.
Because even when I talk about how I dislike things in certain episodes that we've watched, I still try to look at it with an open mind.
I will say that is true. You do. You are very open to the concepts. At least you're not being, that's good.
And that's hard
true.
and that's hard for me, especially with the Transformers. Because,
yeah, I know. Because being the fan that you are,
Yeah.
it's no, I understand.
And with Star Trek. So,
and speaking of that, speaking of being fans of things, I'm just going to throw something in, not Let's Talk related, but just because it's there. And I was looking around yesterday, and if you're a Johnny Cash fan and you liked Walk the Line, which I didn't, the second part is coming out next year.
You mean there's more than one part? I thought they did the movie. And that was
No, they ended it in 1968.
Well, yeah, but I mean, the first movie for that came out when? How many years ago?
3-4 years ago.
It's been a long
Yeah.
time. Like,
but they only went up to 1968.
oh,
They didn't go.
when
all the
does
way.
he? When did he pass?
2002, 2001, 2002.
So is the rest of
September
it going to
12th.
go all the way to that? Is that the plan?
That's what it is. They're going to pick this up 15 years after they finished the last one,
Yeah.
and they're going to go till his death. They're going to have him, when he's, having a hard time getting on the charts with Columbia, and they
okay.
drop him, and he does what he does, and he meets Rick Rubin,
Okay.
and all this. They're going to take it up to the
Well,
end.
there you go. Something that
And
has absolutely nothing to do.
That's right. But Joaquin Phoenix is playing Johnny Cash again, which I'm pissed off about. Anyway, it's called Man in Black, and be ready for it. And
there
as
you
far
go.
as I'm concerned,
Something that has nothing to do with
no,
what we're doing.
but you were
there
talking
you go.
about that kind of thing, and I thought I'd throw it in here too. Maybe your fans will, if they're any kind of musical taste, maybe they'll appreciate
If they
it.
have any kind of musical taste, they won't be listening to what you listen to.
You never know.
They generally listen to things that come after 1980.
Oh, really? Oh, okay. Yeah. No, but seriously, it's all just
I know.
there.
I'm just pulling.
I
your
know
chain.
that, and that's good. You're allowed. That's what makes this work. So anyway, there you go. I just thought I'd throw that in there for your fans and see if they like it. So
Yeah. Well, there you go.
keep your eyes and ears open.
Who turned the suck button on again?
Be ready for that. He just gave you a spoiler. That's all I'm going to say.
Anyway,
Go ahead.
so yeah, I mean, I was really pleased with the third episode. I've watched the whole series all the way through now twice. With
Oh,
Space
wow.
Force. So yeah,
You
well,
are a fan.
I watched it the first time on my own, and then I watched it again with Kim,
Okay.
and we watched it all the way through. So it was fun. Yeah, and because I like, one of the things I get, and I don't know if any of you guys out there are like this, but one of the things I get that I find really entertaining is watching something, and then when you introduce somebody to it and they've never seen it,
You watch them watching it.
watch them watch
Yeah.
it to see how they react
Yeah.
to it.
I've done that. And
And-
it's a lot of fun, especially if they enjoy it as much as you did.
Like, I'll tell you, like when we do the Jersey Ham shows, right?
Mm-hmm.
Part of what I think is really good is when we get Denise to come in here
And watch her
and
watch
watch it. And then I watch, you notice I watch her
Yeah,
watch it
yeah,
to see how
yeah.
she reacts to it, right?
Because you make mental notes where she laughs, where she doesn't
exactly.
laugh. You know,
And then I know,
I
okay,
watch. I see.
what ticks and what
That's
doesn't,
right,
And I
exactly.
do
I
it with
watch you.
everybody that I watch. And I think it's funny. So, you know, I do watch the shows again, but it's just then I watch, well, how is this person watching it? Are they really enjoying it, or are they
Yeah.
just saying it to be nice?
Yeah.
Because I prefer genuine reactions, right? And I think the only way you get that
It's by watching them
is
watch
by
it.
watching somebody, because
That's
their
right.
face will tell you.
Oh yeah.
You know, they can't hide their reaction on their face as much as they might say, "Oh no, I liked it."
Yeah.
Yeah, your face says you didn't.
That's right.
You know?
and you can see that. It's
Yeah.
right. Exactly.
So, but yeah, if you've never done that, just give it a try sometime. When you see something and you think it's really funny or it's really good or it's really entertaining and you like it, and then you're introducing it to somebody, watch
how they
them
react.
and see how they react to
Yeah.
it. You'll see what we mean. But yeah, I'm really enjoying the show. The third episode was just
And they've only done one
one season.
it's one season, right?
Yeah.
They
Yeah,
are
well,
doing a second?
I would assume so. I don't know. The first season only came out on May 20th.
Yeah, I
or
know.
something.
But
So it's just out.
okay, I thought maybe they were okay. Good idea. I need to
I'm hoping so.
splack myself here.
I'm hoping so because I like the show. So I really hope they get a second, especially with the way the first one ends. So spoilers, everybody, if you see the way it ends, you know, I know you haven't, right?
No.
So when you see how it ends, then you'll be like, oh God, I really hope they do a second one. So
Yeah, I haven't seen it right
But, yeah.
through yet. I'm watching each week as we do it,
Yeah.
so that I'm fresh with the
cool.
comments. So
All right. Well, there you go. I mean,
of course,
That-
so
that's
make
pretty
sure
much- that's pretty
watch Space Force.
that's right. And that's pretty much what the whole episode revolves around, is them preparing to go to Congress and give their spiel about why they're
Yeah.
defending their budget. That's pretty much all the episode is based upon.
It's
But
funny.
but it's good.
It's very comedically done,
Yeah.
and I like it. So yeah, good episode.
When they're talking about women's panties.
oh my
from
god,
the
yeah, and
girl
he
on-
leaves and he goes panties. Oh god,
Panties,
that was so
yeah.
funny.
Yeah, and he gives the other woman a hug, the
Yeah,
congresswoman,
yeah,
the
yeah,
older
I
one, a
know,
hug,
I
and she's
know.
like, "We don't have that kind of relationship." Okay.
Okay, yeah,
Yeah, it's really fun.
it is funny.
So
Check it out. It's good.
Yeah. I hope you won't be disappointed. I hope you enjoyed as much as we do. And if you do, please let us know what you think of it
Yep.
below. Especially
All
the
comments.
third one. That brings us to Muppets Now, the third episode of Muppets Now. Now, I know we talked a bit before we started the show.
Yes,
off
we did.
Air. I'm going to say the same thing I told him right away. I laughed my ass off the whole way through. From beginning to end, I think the show is getting better.
And Denise agrees with you.
But again, as I explained to you, I think it's got to do a lot with the puppets they use, because they used my favorite Muppets.
Yeah,
Again, it was
again.
Swedish Chef,
Yeah.
Bunsen and Beaker, Pepe, Miss Piggy, Kermit, like all the puppets that I really like were there again. So, I can't complain that way. I mean, there was even Gonzo.
Yeah. Well,
So, like,
see, my thing is, I guess I shouldn't, but I just keep seeing the old 70s one, and you
do.
cannot reinvent the wheel. I'm sorry. Some things just cannot be replicated.
no,
No,
they can't.
No, and it can't. I'm disappointed.
So he's
It's got-
disappointed, and I was disappointed with the first one, but the second one I wasn't, and this one I'm not.
It hasn't
So-
caught me yet.
Like, see, remember I said I gave the second one, I'd give it like a 7
Yeah.
or whatever. Well, I'd give this one an 8. So
Okay.
to me, it went up a notch.
Okay.
As opposed to even staying the same or going down.
I'm
went up
still
a
not
notch.
there. I mean, there's
But-
some funny parts. I mean, during the cook-off, and Swedish Chef is playing
Playing solitaire
because the other
The other
guy.
guy's doing all the cooking.
Yeah, I mean, it was funny. I'm not saying it's not okay. Let me.
Roy Choi. I
Yeah.
don't even know who Roy
I don't know
Choi
who he is.
but there he is there. Roy Choi.
Yeah.
We'll put
But-
him right up.
It's. I'm not saying the show isn't funny. Okay, it is funny. It has funny parts, but it doesn't make me chuckle and make me want to watch it the way the old one did. At
Really?
least not yet.
Now, see, when it came to Pepe's game show, and he starts off and he's like, "Let's go, let's do the lightning round."
Yeah.
You can't do the lightning
Yeah,
round.
yeah.
It's the first of the game. Is it the Scooper game?
Yeah, yeah.
No, it's the Pepe game.
Yeah.
So we go to the lightning round.
Yeah.
I was like, he keeps calling him Scooper.
Yeah, Scooper. Yeah. I mean, it's it does have its funny parts.
And then lightning round, all I could think of was, let's go right to the lightning round there. And, we're from Jersey Ham when we were doing lightning rounds. Yeah. So, check out Jersey Ham. You'll see in our earlier episodes, they were doing lightning rounds with the guests.
Yeah.
That will come back.
Yes, it will.
Stuff will come back. We do plan to do more of that. I know we've been off doing some really cool little
we've got all
funny
kinds of
episodes, but we've got some really good stuff planned.
We've had some good chuckles between the three of us.
Yeah, we do.
As to what we've got coming, and we've got a new character that's going to be introduced soon.
We do, yeah. And please encourage everybody out there that you know to check it out, have a chuckle, because our goal during this terrible time that the world is going through is to keep people entertained and make people laugh and have some fun.
Yes.
So
because we all agree that we like to have fun.
Yeah. So, I mean, if you're, let's be honest, with all this social distancing and the mask wearing and the this and that, and that's going on with COVID and all that stuff, if we can bring a smile to your face and you get a little chuckle out of some of our puppet videos,
then we've done what we want.
That's all we want to do is make, or if you think of something you think, hey, this might be funny. Maybe I'd like to see them do this with a particular puppet. Leave a comment.
Please
and let us know, because we're open to suggestions and seeing what we can do with the puppets and stuff. Or if there's a particular celebrity storyline, or if you've seen a celebrity interview somewhere that you think, oh, I think this would be funny if the puppet did this one, link it to us. Let us know, because we're trying to develop something to make it fun, just like we're doing with this. So our goal is to keep people entertained, because right now, there's not really a whole lot to watch on TV or
it's all repeats.
In the movie theaters, really. So anyway, but I thought it was really fun. I liked how Bunsen and Beaker were slinging pizzas at the wall with the pizza delivery guy who delivered 100 pizzas.
Oh, yeah.
And then finally they let Beaker go and he smacks him.
Oh, that was he comes up with his flat it was funny.
Flat nose, his eyeballs all flattened.
It was funny. That was good.
See, I do like this, but I like those two. They're
I always liked, Bunsen and Beaker. I always enjoyed them,
Yeah, it was good. And like you said, the Swedish Chef, and then I liked when Piggy was doing her show. She's like, it's lifestyle.
Yeah.
Lifestyle LE all together.
Yeah.
Right. Lifestyle all
together. And then you look at it,
lifestyle
all
together
yeah.
on the screen.
It was funny. Yeah. Literal. Yeah.
Yeah. And I said that when I was watching, I was like, I said, leave it to the Muppets. Everything they take it exact literal to the extreme. And then it's like, boom. And that's what you get. And then when they're talking about relationships and Kermit's in the bomb, it's I'm having trouble.
Yeah.
She's like, Kermit, I can see you making the noise with your face.
Yeah.
Oh, and then he holds up the sign that says buffering.
God, that was funny. He doesn't want to be in on it.
I shit bricks laughing at that. It was like, God, it's so funny.
It was funny.
Yeah,
no doubt.
It was good. Yeah.
Like I said, I'm not saying the show's not funny.
Yeah.
It's just not the same.
Now, okay. Do you think it's coming up to the quality of what the last one was?
Which one? The 70s one?
No, the last
one. Before that, I didn't like at all.
What do you mean you didn't like it? The 2015 one, you said you liked it.
Well, I liked it.
On Piggy's show.
Yeah,
it
was. I liked it, but I.
But what? Okay, it's not the 70s. I'm not comparing to the 70s one. Compare this one to that one.
It's about the same.
He's hard to please, people.
It's about the same.
Oh, well. Okay.
I don't know what I can tell you.
I liked it. I thought it was hilarious. Like I said, and Denise agrees with me, so, you know. She generally has taste in everything. I don't know what the hell she's doing with you.
Between you and I wonder the same thing. But, she could do so much better.
She really could. She could be with somebody who wears socks. On TV.
Yeah. Just call me Shoeless Joe Jackson.
Oh, God. Anyway.
Sometimes I just like to be comfortable when we're doing it, Hey, country singers go out on the stage barefoot.
You're not a country singer.
How do you know? You don't listen to country. You would know a good country singer would come up and smack you in the head.
That's not true.
Bullshit.
That's not true. I know who Shania Twain and Garth Brooks are.
Oh, geez. Shania Twain only because...
Well, can't fault me for that.
No, I guess I can't.
I mean, if you're
She was only the highest selling all-time female artist.
yeah, and if you're male and straight, you know exactly what I'm talking
Yeah.
about. If you don't find her attractive, you're gay. You go get tested for that. There's a test for it. It's called look at her and look at Brad Pitt side by side, whichever one you think is more attractive. That's the team you play for.
Yeah. Well, she was, as they say, very bangable.
Hey, not that there's anything wrong with being gay, because there isn't.
No,
I'm just
definitely
saying,
not.
just
It's
if you don't
just-
find her attractive, you're not straight and male. That's all I'm saying. You could be male, but you ain't straight.
Hi, Pongo.
You don't have to like her singing, but you can't say she ain't attractive.
There's the
That's
star
true.
of the show.
Yeah, sneaking in on us
Yeah.
as usual.
The dogs are radio. We're always around.
So
Right,
yeah, so that's
Pongo?
Muppets now. So let's go on to Star Trek and talk about the second episode of Star Trek Lower Decks. Now, I know you've got some opinions on this.
I do.
I do myself.
So it's your show. You go first.
I'm going to say that this show is, I find it entertaining, but again, like after the first one, I said I would still watch it with an open mind, and that I would give it the chance that I think, and it could be like everything. Like, I got to admit, the first 2 seasons of Next Generation, I didn't like. The first 2 seasons of Deep Space Nine, I didn't like. The first 7 seasons of Voyager, I didn't like. There's only 7.
There's only 7.
So, but what I'm going to say is, I'm not, like, as I said to you before, I said, what I think it is it seems to me to be a parody of Star Trek, not Star Trek. Like, it seems to be like they're doing a parody of Star Trek to keep people entertained in a joking manner. Like, I don't think they could have done it and it's still been funny and stuff, but at the same time, not so bent humor. Like, you can tell that it's done by Mike, and I can't remember his last name, but he's the same guy who does Rick and Morty, and you can tell there's a lot of similarities there. So if you've watched any Rick and Morty and then you watch this, there's a lot of Star Trek references, but it's like, it's basically Rick and Morty with a Star Trek skin, as far as I'm concerned.
Too juvenile for me.
Yeah, that's what you said before. It's
I just can't get into it. It's just too juvenile.
yeah, like I said, I like the fact that they can
I mean, I'm
animate
young
and
at
show
heart,
a bunch
but-
of different races and different species.
Well, you
and
mentioned
stuff.
that the thing off air that you should tell them too, the way that they, with the fact that they can use cartoons for.
Well, the best part about it being animated, and this is what I thought they were going to do when they announced the show Lower Decks, because nobody really knew what the comedy was going to be like. So before it aired, I thought they were going to do something that was, kind of funny, but at the same time, we were going to get to see things that they have a hard time showing in live action Trek. So as an example, if you guys watched live action Trek, okay, look at, say, something like the Doomsday device in the original series. It was this long cigar-shaped
That's right.
thing with
Yep.
the big cannon at the end that flew around. It looked ridiculously fake. And look at some of the aliens. They looked ridiculously fake.
But it was a
Because-
product of its
I know,
time.
that's what I'm saying. Then you go to the next, or not the Next Generation, the original series movies before Next Generation started. Same thing.
With V'ger and all that stuff.
Yeah, things still looked a little on the, like when they had God, the guy who thought he was God, and all that. Like, they still looked fake and stuff, but then it went to Next Generation. And
It
Next
was a little
Generation
better, up a notch.
got a lot better with their special effects, but we never still really saw any, like, there was one episode where there
well, the
was
beaming was different when you,
Yeah, it was.
that was
but there
different.
was this one episode where they had these insect like race that was talking to Picard about
Right.
moving humans off a
That's
planet.
right. Yeah.
And that was about as strange as it got with the aliens, but you could tell it was on the view screen. It was obviously some sort of mechanical puppet thing. You know what I mean? It wasn't a special effect. That's what it was. But then Deep Space Nine came along and they went a little further with the stuff like that. because they did, Odo, who could shapeshift.
That's right.
And stuff, right? So, and then, of course, Voyager came along, and in Voyager, we got to see Species 8472, who were the aliens that were fighting the Borg from fluidic space. And they were the first 100% CGI'd aliens in Star Trek. Like 100%, everything about them was CGI. They were created on a computer, they were done on a computer, everything about them. And then in Enterprise, we got to see a Tholian for the first time, which was cool. But again, all of these things cost lots of money. Even if you go to, say, Star Trek Discovery, right? Like they show some really far out stuff on Discovery. But again, money, right? So
look how far they've come from the original series with that thing that ate through the walls and that little, I forget what it was called, but the one Spock mind melded with it, and then they realized that those balls were the babies.
The rock creature.
Yeah,
I can't remember what they're called.
Yeah, I can't remember what it was, but I mean, look how fake that looked.
Oh yeah, that was just some guys crawling under a giant fucking cape.
Exactly.
Yeah, but you're right. And what I was hoping with Lower Decks, what we were going to see was we were going to see a show where, and don't get me wrong, they have done this. We've seen lots of different alien species on it in the background. And like I said to you off air, is the good thing about that is they don't have to pay 5 guys to dress up like Andorians and sit through 5 hours of makeup and then pay for 7 Ferengis and 6 Klingons. That's right,
because it adds up
whatever,
fast.
Because all those people cost money. And then on top of that, all the
makeup artists and all this.
And then all the time they have to spend in the chairs and all the editing time and all that stuff. Whereas if they animate it, they pay like a dozen animators to just draw everything.
That's right.
And it's animated, right? So it's a lot cheaper to do it in an animated style. And I thought that by doing this, what we were going to get was we were going to get a Star Trek show that would show us this kind of thing.
But we didn't.
Still in a Star Trek-like serious kind of manner. Instead, what we got was all of that I said. We are getting all those aliens and everything drawn in the backgrounds and stuff like that. But we're also getting it as a non-serious, dramatic take on Star Trek. It's like a goofy parody of what Star Trek is.
Okay, so finish what you were going to say.
That is what I was going to say.
Okay, all right. So if you... Okay, I'm just hesitating because I don't want to stick a fucking fork in it.
No, because I am going to say it is only the second episode.
Yes.
But...
Okay, and I don't want to stick a fork in it and say... Blah, 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 but... okay, I got it. Let me put it this way. It's a whole different take, pretty much, on Star Trek. It's animated. It's characters that they've never actually concentrated on before because they've never really done anything that shows the worker bees, I guess, for lack of a better term. Okay. And you watch it and they're trying to be as, I guess, accurate as they can, because we all know that the upper echelons in any business or anything always are a little different than the worker bees.
Yes.
Okay. Their jobs are different. Their things are different. They have to have a different attitude towards what they're doing than the guys below. Just don't give a fuck because they're just in there, punch the clock, do what they got to do and go to fuck home.
Yeah.
Whereas if you're in upper management, you can't do that.
Yeah.
You have to have a different mindset and a different outlook on what you're doing.
Yeah.
Which makes sense, but that doesn't mean that you have to be shitheads. But I'm not going off on a rant here, but I will say
they're shitheads.
Most of them are. But again,
no, go ahead.
You know, I've worked for people that I look at them and I go, "Who the fuck are you? You're just a boss, shithead. Like, don't look on your fucking nose at me. I don't care if you're making 100,000.
I think the same thing when I go to work.
Exactly. You know? So it's a matter of they're trying to be as accurate with the, I guess, I use the term worker bees, but that's not what I mean. You know?
I know. Yeah, they're trying to be as accurate, I guess, as they can with the grunts.
The grunts. There you go. You know? And you know, they in a lot of cases they don't give a fuck about what they're just in there to do it. And you know, the girl that's in there, we haven't found
Which
yet.
one, the Orion or the black one?
The black girl.
Okay.
She's obviously related to somebody up the chain.
The captain's her mother.
Oh, okay. You see,
And the admiral that the captain spoke to at the end of the first episode
is her father.
Is her father.
Right. That's right.
That's why she was bitching at him for sending her.
And
back
that's
to her.
why she doesn't give a fuck, because she's already, you know, her ass is covered more or less.
Yeah.
And she can be the rebel and do what she's doing and be the, you know, the bitch that she's being.
Yeah.
But she's obviously taken to that other guy, because at the end of this one, she talked to the guy, made him look more like a hero than, you know.
Yeah.
So she's taken to him, and she's, you know, sort of got a soft spot for him now and the whole thing, which I thought was really nice. I enjoyed that part because it gave her another shade of a character that you didn't see yet. But all in all, it's just I'll keep watching, but it's just sometimes.
Well,
it's
you will keep watching because we have to keep talking about it, and I have to have another opinion on it. So you have to keep watching it. So there you go.
So there you go. I got to watch it anyway.
Just like you have to do with Transformers, even though you didn't this time.
That's right. I did.
You didn't watch the third one, did you? You did not watch. You didn't give it all the way through the second one. Remember last
Right,
time
I
you
didn't
said
watch the third one. That's right. I turned it off halfway through. You're right. I didn't watch the third
You
one.
didn't
That's right. It
watch
was
the
the
third
second
one.
one. Okay, I'll watch for next week. I'll watch 3 and 4.
Well,
I'll suffer my way through it. I'm not into, but we won't get into Transformers yet.
no, because it is. I mean, there's only 6 episodes, so I mean, suffer through 6 22-minute episodes.
All
would
right.
you? It's for us to talk about it.
Just for you.
And you know why? Is because where you're not a Transformers fan, the one thing I'm going to say before we get into talking about that show in particular is what I like about having that, even though you don't like it or you don't get it or whatever, I like having that viewpoint on the show.
Okay.
Okay, like, because
I don't want to piss on your.
no, but I don't. You're not going to, trust me. It's just I don't want everything to come off to everybody like, oh well, we like everything, so that's the only reason we talk about it. Right?
Okay.
Like if people watch this and they see that all we do is say, this is great, this is fantastic. You need
So
to watch
we're
this,
getting both sides of the coin here.
Yeah. No,
Okay.
I mean, I know like it's obvious from our talks that I'm enjoying Muppets Now more than you. And I'm enjoying probably Star Trek a bit more than you. But at the same time, your differing opinion on it is good to have. It's not like like as an example, if you look at season 1 of Let's Talk, right?
Right.
We basically loved everything.
You and I were always on the same page, I
Yeah.
think, when it came
Okay,
to
so
a lot
I
of what
really
we were watching.
I really like,
Except
even
for
though-
Discovery.
Yeah, there were things I had issue with.
That's right.
But again, like I will say, like one of the refreshing points that even though I know you don't like it, or you're not getting into it, or you're having a hard time, and I fully understand your side of it, because I'll tell you, I've watched the whole series twice, and I still am not impressed with it. Okay, and that's coming from an uber fan.
That was what I was going to say.
But
Coming from you, that's
your-
heavy shit.
Well, we'll talk about when we talk about Transformers,
Okay.
I guess. But yeah,
All right. So anyway,
back to Star Trek.
Back to Star Trek. As I said, it's kind of juvenile for me, but I am seeing, like I said, with that character doing what she did, I'm seeing little flicks of things that go, okay, well, this
Mhm.
could, you know. But anyway, I'm overall, yeah, you know, but
What did you think about the engineering ensign who switched to every different department throughout the episode? He
Actually-
goes into the security one and they fucking love him because he kicks the ass of all the Borg.
yeah, in a way, I related to him.
I don't know how to fight. I wonder if this thing does.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. And he went crazy with it. I know.
Right. Like you look after and there's like Borg arms and
That's
legs
right.
and
He just-
heads everywhere.
But I related to him, actually, because there was a time in my life I was floating around the job market like a turd in a swimming pool looking for something that,
Yeah.
you know,
I think everybody goes through that in their life.
so in that sense, I related to him. You know, I was like,
Yeah.
yeah, I know what that is. Yeah, you know, do you get in there and you're in there for 2 weeks and you're going, no,
Gets
this
the-
ain't for me. Goodbye.
Gets the guy all upset in the medical bay.
Yeah, exactly.
What? I'm not going to make it.
Yeah.
And then the girl comes
No
on, no,
bedside
you look
manner,
fine. You look fine. Oh, good. Oh, good.
Yeah. That was funny.
Yeah, I thought all of it was pretty good. And then, of course, like I told you off air, I liked the fact that when he was training for command or whatever, and he's, okay, the bridge is yours. Janeway protocol. And
Yeah.
everything goes to hell.
Yeah,
And I'm like,
that was
you see
funny.
why I like that? Yeah, it's a great throwback. I love the way they just totally burned Voyager. They ruined, they took all 7 seasons of Voyager and
It just
summed it
went-
up with one fucking act.
Yeah.
The
And it was
Janeway
funny.
Protocol fucks up. Yeah.
It was funny.
It was funny.
But only real fans will get that.
Yeah.
You know, but
There's a lot of other things they mentioned too that they talked about. Like the Enterprise was mentioned.
of course it was. Yep.
There's a lot, like if you really listen to the show, even if you're not enjoying it, but you really listen to it, you'll hear a lot of nods to all
predecessors.
kinds of other Star
Yeah.
Trek.
That's right.
Like it's crazy.
So yeah, all in all, but I'm still sort of, I guess I'm sitting on the fence still. So, but I'll keep watching, see where,
I am too. I mean, like it's obvious I am enjoying it a bit more than you.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't say by much.
Okay.
Like, okay, let's go with out of 10, what would you give Star Trek Lower Decks this episode?
4 or 5.
Yeah. See, I was going to say I'd give it about a 6. So, yeah. So, I mean, I'm enjoying it probably a bit more than you, but
are.
not
Yeah. Not a hell of a
a
lot.
hell of a lot more. Yeah. Okay.
So
But I mean,
that's where I'm at.
But like I said before, with, it took me a while to get into Next Generation and Deep Space Nine. So again, maybe it'll take a while for me to get into this too. So
No,
maybe
we'll give it a shot.
it needs its first season to catch its feet. Almost every Star Trek show out there that there ever has been.
Yeah, even the
needed
original wasn't a hit when it first started.
That's
so,
right.
go figure.
It wasn't a hit until
Until
it
it
went
was
into
canceled.
reruns.
That's right. Exactly. Yeah.
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 It came back on into syndicated reruns and it was a hit.
Then it went crazy. Yeah. So
And
go
then
figure.
they had wished they had kept it on the air.
Yeah.
I know.
I know. It's weird, eh?
Crazy. So, all right. So that's going to bring us to Transformers. And so what I was going to get into before is I like the fact that having your opinion, even though you don't like it, I like having that opinion on it. But now I do want to ask you this, because last week I showed you about 4 or 5 minutes
Of
from
another
the very
one.
first episode of Transformers Prime, which was started in, I believe, 2010 or 2009.
And I instantly could see a difference.
Okay, now I want you to tell everybody in what I showed you from that 4 or 5 minutes how that compares to what we're seeing now.
Night and day. Night and fucking day.
Night and day.
Just
Now, this is somebody, everybody, who has never probably seen an episode of Transformers
Nope.
before watching the first episode of Siege, and he's going to compare what he has seen with Siege to 4 or 5 minutes of Prime. He hasn't even seen a full episode of it.
No. In that 5 minutes, I could instantly see the voice acting, the difference,
Mhm.
for one. It was,
Like 1,000-fold better.
it was just head and shoulders above what this thing is doing.
Yep.
I was like, within the first couple seconds, I'm going,
That's The Rock.
yeah, I'm going, wow, this is interesting, and I'm watching it, I'm going, just overall, the way that this whole thing is presented and voiced, and even the artwork that they're using with the it was like, I was like, and I said to him, my exact words to him were, yeah, this is different, and I could probably watch this.
Yeah.
Were my words.
Yeah, exactly. And I said, I think it would be really cool if you'd watched a couple of episodes so we could actually really do a
And
comparison.
I plan to sit down at some point. How many episodes of that is there?
Of that show, there's 3 seasons, but each season is only, I think each season is like 18 episodes, 15 episodes. Like there's not
Okay.
a lot.
I'll
But
have
if
to
you
sit-
watch the first, I believe it's it's either the first 3 or the first 5 are like a mini movie. So if you
Okay.
watch all of them, it's all like one self-contained kind of little story.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm gonna start this week. You've shown me where to see it.
Yeah.
So at some point this week, I'm gonna sit down and I'm gonna start watching that.
And then he can give you a real comparison between the two.
Exactly. So I'll start watching that this week, and then next week I'll make a comparison on what I've watched so far, and sort of give a bit of synopsis on where I'm at with that one, and then we can continue to talk about the new one as well. But I'll watch a few episodes of the other one, and we have something to sort of base it on that way. So
Yeah.
I'll do that. So
Because
next week,
I would really like to hear
Okay.
why you feel the way you do. And
Okay,
again,
so-
because when it comes to this new show, I'm with you. I think the voice acting is, aside from the character of Alita 1, the voice acting is horrendous.
yeah, I'm not happy.
She's the only character that's voiced by anybody who knows what the hell they're doing, it seems. And she's the only one who seems to put any emotion or acting into her character.
Yeah, it doesn't come across. I just can't. Yeah.
Although in the third episode, they introduce the character of Ratchet, and he has a decent conversation with Wheeljack, which I actually kind of like, because it kind of shows the difference between the repair guy and the engineer and the way they interact. And like I said to you before, I think if there's any other character besides Elita 1 that I think isn't done half bad, it's Wheeljack. Because at least whoever's doing his voice seems to be doing his best to emulate the original one. And even with the same way that the original character was in G1.
Well, you said last week that even Peter Cullen and the rest of them weren't happy with it.
No, they're not. They're not. Because, I mean, they weren't even... They didn't... When Netflix went and did this show, they went to the same studio that did Transformers Prime, which is why I got you to watch that little bit of Prime to compare, because the comparisons can be instantaneous between a studio that does the exact same show. Now, the animation is good, and Hasbro, the one good thing I did tell you off air that I liked was I said Hasbro and the animation studio made it so that if you watch Transformers Siege, the models of the characters on screen that you're seeing, if you were to go buy that toy in the store, it looks the exact same.
So you said that to me.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's not like when I was a little kid and Transformers Generation 1 was on, you'd go and you'd buy a toy and you're like,
Who's
but
that?
this doesn't look like the character I'm seeing on the screen.
Yeah.
Well, they do now. And
again, though, it was a different...
Yeah, and that gives an idea of the animation that they're doing. But at the same time, the animation in this isn't as good as it was in Prime. Like you said, it's not.
That's right.
You can see a difference.
Oh, God. Do you ever?
But again, it boils down to the acting. Like, and Peter Cullen and Frank Welker were both spoken to recently, sometime in the last year, about the new Transformers series. And someone asked them why they weren't involved. It's because Netflix went to the same studio that did Prime and said, okay, we want you to animate this new one for us, but there's only this much money, and that's it. So you can tell that there was only this much money given for the animation because it shows.
Yeah.
And then they went, instead of going to the union in the Voice Actors Guild, they went to non-union people.
They took the cheap route.
People.
Pizza.
Yeah, I don't know why I said that. People. I'm thinking of Muppets.
Oh, okay. That's what it is.
And they went to the non-union people, and they brought in people who were not part of the voice acting union, Voice Actors Guild. So you've got people who aren't real professional voice actors, and I don't care. You can be out there, and you can be one of those people that go, well, they did it professionally for this show. That doesn't make them a professional.
Nope.
I got news for you. It doesn't. A professional would pay their union dues as part of all the other actors so that all the actors are protected the way they're supposed to be.
So they got scabs, more or less.
So they got a bunch of people who really don't know how to voice act to do this, and they saved a ton of money by doing it that way, instead of putting the money where the quality was.
That's right.
Which they did with Prime, and it shows. And the reason that happened is because Hasbro was the ones who directly funded everything about Transformers Prime, whereas this one, Netflix funded it.
Yeah.
And that's the difference. So when you wonder why the voice acting sucks, and you wonder why the animation sucks, it's because of Netflix.
They took the cheap way out.
They took the cheap way out. And as a Transformers fan, I am immensely disappointed at the quality, and I am immensely disappointed at the acting. I'm not disappointed with the overall story, because the guy who wrote the story isn't the guy who animated it or voiced it. And I don't think the actual lines that the characters are delivering are bad lines. I think they're being delivered poorly by the actors.
Well, obviously.
Right?
I mean,
I'm not blaming the story writers.
No. I mean, you can tell just watching it that
because
it's
the
poorly...
story overall tells the story the way it should about what I said happens in the last couple days of the war before the Autobots flee Cybertron. It makes a lot of sense with how they have it work. The story fits well. It goes along well with everything, but it's acted poorly, and it's not animated the greatest. It's not animated the worst either. I've seen worse animation, but it's not the greatest.
So there you go.
So I mean that,
There it is in a nutshell right there.
Yeah.
That says it all, really.
And I mean, this is coming from somebody who, like I said in the last episode of this, you'd be hard pressed to find something about Transformers I am not aware of or do not know, and I'm just not happy with it. And I've watched the whole thing through twice. And I'm
if you've given it 2 runs,
I'm on the 3rd one because I watch it again fresh before we do this.
Yeah, exactly. So I mean, if you're after 3, you're still not, then something's fucked. Let's face facts. You know.
Let's put it this way: after we finish the 6 episode review of it, I will probably never watch it again. So that'll tell you where
he's already on 3, and he's already saying that, and that's not a very good barometer.
And the only reason I'm watching it 3rd time, like I said, is just to have it fresh in my mind for when we come in to do this.
Yeah. So
because otherwise I wouldn't even bother with the 3rd time. So
there you go, guys.
That's yeah. Anyway,
he's putting himself through it for you.
I am.
You're a good soldier.
Again. Yeah. So, but yeah, I do like having your take on it, especially as a person who's never been into it before. It's very refreshing to have.
Okay.
You know, it was like when we had Thundercat in here and we talked about Star Wars Episode 9.
That's right, exactly.
And it was nice to have the refreshing take on someone who wasn't like a hardcore fan like you and I kind of were on it.
Love you, TC.
He's probably not even watching.
I know he's busy.
Prove me wrong. If you're watching, comment.
Yeah. I know he's busy. He's doing a lot, but that doesn't mean I won't send it out to him anyway.
He's
looking for rocker panels. Oh man.
Yeah.
Anyway, so there you go.
So there you go, guys. Please check out the shows. If you think there's something out there that we should be talking about and watch, even if it's an older show, we'll bring it on and we'll watch it and we'll talk about it. And we'll discuss it and give you guys our thoughts on it. But if there's something you think, comment below. If there's something that you disagree with what we said, comment below. Please let us know.
Let us know for sure.
I mean, we're more than willing to have a nice, great discussion below about what's going on. If you want Dylan or I to respond, particularly below in the comments, say that.
Just put our name in front. Say Saw.
I'd like to know what Saw thinks, or I'd like to know what Dylan thinks,
or
whatever, and then we'll know to respond directly to you, rather than just the way we're doing our
generically speaking.
We speak together as a group more or less when it comes to speaking to everybody. So, but if there's something that you want one of us particularly to say, then make the comment to us. Yeah, Dylan or the Saw, and we'll respond.
Or even Marky G, if you want to hear what he's got to say, he'll have something to say.
Yes, because he does watch some of these things, and he does a lot of our work for Jersey Ham. Yeah, he's the one that makes us look as good as as we are.
Yeah, without Marky G, we wouldn't look half as good as we do.
Yeah, and we can go up another 3 or 4 notches if we get rid of him.
Sorry, you're stuck with me. All right. I'm like, what is it? I'm like herpes.
Herpes. No. It just never goes away.
I'm like luggage. You just can't get rid of it.
That's right. All right, everybody. Thanks so much for watching. Please like, subscribe, comment below. Check out all our other videos. Please go to our superlativeradio.com website. Have a look there. We've got some great stuff.
You tell them, Saw.
And check out, you can listen to our radio shows there, which you can't listen to on our YouTube page here. So you can hear all our radio shows, all our vlogs, all our newest content is always up on there. Yep. If you want to watch our older content, it is here on YouTube. So please check everything out. Like, subscribe. Please go to Patreon and support if you can. For as little as $1 a month, you can go a long way towards helping us out with all of this.
We would appreciate it,
and we
could tell you.
Or at the very least, if you can't do that, then I do ask, please just subscribe, like, and comment. Or if all you do is subscribe and at least like the video, that would be great. Commenting would be even better. Yep. But, I mean, that's a inexpensive way. It doesn't cost you a dime to support us. And it really goes a long way to helping the channel grow and helping us out. Yep. Thanks so much for watching, everybody. We'll see you guys right here next Monday for another episode of Let's Talk.
See you later, guys.